Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice, so find a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today either in a cross-legged seated position, or if you have half lotus or even full lotus in your practice, you can add that in. But with an inhale, I want you to lengthen through your spine, close your eyes, rest your hands on your knees or in your lap, and then allow your chin to fall down towards your collarbone. Let your shoulders fall from your ears. And then you can slowly roll your head over towards your right shoulder. And then gentle as you bring it back down and roll your head to the other side. And slowly letting your chin come back down towards the collarbone. And then use an inhale to lift your chin back up to a neutral place. And stay sitting nice and tall, or you might tip forwards. Bring your chest down towards the ground in front of you, just as far as it wants to, without any or too much effort. You can use an inhale to lift back up. And we're going to cross our legs the other way. So if you're sitting cross-legged, cross your legs the other way. If you're going for half lotus, bring your other leg on top. Full lotus, same thing. And inhale to lengthen the spine again though once you've switched your legs. Closing your eyes. And then allow your chin to fall down again. Feeling the length through the back of your neck. Let an inhale roll your head to the left shoulder first. And slowly bringing your chin back down. Rolling your head to the other side. And then slowly bringing your chin back down. An inhale can lift your chin back to a neutral place. Stay sitting tall or go for a gentle tip forwards. See how far your chest wants to go. Awesome, you guys. Let an inhale lift you up if you are folding forwards. If your eyes are still closed, you can open them up. We're just going to uncross our legs. You might give your knees a hug or a squeeze. Add a gentle rock side to side if you'd like. But then we're going to make our way into a wide straddle. So let's bring both of our legs out wide as feels good for you. You might point your toes up to whatever is above you. You might add a gentle rock of your upper body side to side. You can start to tip forwards if it feels good, or stay sitting nice and tall. But just notice how your inner legs feel. And then the backs of your legs and your hips and everywhere. Just allow your chest to tip forwards without any or too much effort from you. Let's just let our bodies go as far as they want to go. If you are tipping forwards, take another breath there. And then use an inhale to slowly lift back up. You can bring your hands to your legs to help them come back in again. Give your knees a squeeze, maybe a gentle rock side to side too. And then we're going to make our way into tabletop onto our hands and knees. So come on over. Once you get there, we're going to move into our wrists and our forearms a little bit. So you could turn your fingers out to the edges of your mat. Feel free to do one hand at a time. If you're able to keep turning your fingers to point towards your knees, you could do that too. One hand or both. Maybe this is a nice stretch through your fingers, your wrists, or your forearms, or all of the above. But not here too long. So if you are doing one hand at a time, you could switch sides now. If you're doing both, stay. Feel that love through your forearms, through your wrists. And then you can slowly start to come off of your hands. If you want to take a counter stretch, let your palm or palms face up for a moment. Do one hand or both. Awesome work, you guys. You can take the weight out of your hands for a second. I just want you to bring your knees a little closer together, resting on the top of your feet. If you're able to sit back on your heels, you can start to go there. If you need to keep some weight in your hands, feel free to do so. But if you're able to sit on your heels, sit on your heels. And if you're able to lean back, you can also start to lean back and try to float your knees, feeling the ankles, the shins. Can keep some weight in your hands behind you, or maybe rest your hands in your lap. Float. Awesome work, you guys. If you do have your knees lifted or you are leaning back with your hands behind you, slowly start to shift your weight forwards again so that you can come back into tabletop. If you need to give your ankles a shake, give them a shake. Then we're going to be bringing our knees together again, crossing your right leg behind the left one. See if you can squeeze your inner legs together a little bit. You can start to open your feet out wider. Maybe you will stay on your hands, stay on your knees, or if you're able to send your hips back and sit down between your feet, you might end up in cow face, trying to stack our knees on top of one another. Make all the adjustments that you need to, so you're feeling centered, comfortable, a nice glute and leg stretch. And while we are here, if you are seated, you could tip forwards a little. And then if you did sit down, we've got to make our way back over into our tabletop. So if you can shift your weight forwards, we can uncross our legs. Maybe give your hips a gentle rock side to side, and then your knees can come back together. Our left leg will cross behind the right one. Bring your inner legs as close together as they can get, your knees together. You can stay in your tabletop with your legs crossed, or you could start to widen your feet out to the edges of your mat maybe and try to take a seat, making any adjustments that you need to. And just breathe for a moment. Doesn't matter what it looks like, if you're still on your hands and knees, or if you're sitting down or somewhere in between, just notice how you feel. Enjoy a breath or two. If you are seated, you might take a tip forwards with the chest. And then slowly rising back up if you are folding forwards. And we can make our way back onto our hands and knees if you are sitting down. Uncrossing the legs. Giving your hips a gentle rock side to side if you'd like. We'll be reaching our left arm out in front. Slide your right arm under your chest. Keep your hips high. Drop your chest down. Maybe your forehead or your right cheek. Letting your next inhale help you lift up. Reach your right arm out in front. Take a break if you need, or that left arm can slide right under. Switching sides, melting it down as low as you can go. Using an inhale to lift up again, but this time you can bring your hands in and under your shoulders, back into your tabletop. You might take a gentle rock side to side with the hips or even the shoulders. And then we're going to be bringing our knees back together, but over to the left side too. Then you can drop your right hip and maybe your legs will be stacking on top of one another. We're going to start to turn our chest to face forwards though. So push into your fingertips or your palms and try to turn your chest to face forwards, trying to level the shoulders and feel a twist. You can stay lifted up on your hands with your chest nice and high. You could lower down to your forearms maybe. But just notice how the twist changes as you move your arms, as you lower your chest. Maybe you come all the way down and you're laying on your tummy. And if you are down closer to the mat than you started, up on your hands, start to make your way back up. And then we can lift our hips too so that we can come back into tabletop first before switching sides. Maybe shake it out a little. Then bringing your knees back together over to the right side. Your left hip can come down this time. Push into the fingertips or your palms and try to level the shoulders. Turn your chest to face forwards. Staying here, or you can come down a little further. Notice how the twist changes though. You might feel more of a twist through your back and spine if your chest stays lifted. Then when you get a little bit more relaxed, but maybe that's just me. If you did melt it down though, let's start to make our way back up onto our hands and then also lifting the hips, finding tabletop. One more rock of the hips side to side if you'd like before you cross your ankles and take a seat, bringing your legs out in front. Giving your knees a hug, a squeeze, maybe even a gentle rock side to side. When you're ready to lay down on your back, you can start to make your way down. Once you do get there, though, your knees might come towards your chest. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. Eventually making your way into Shavasana. Whatever that is going to look like for you today. Just find a place where you can enjoy just a few more moments at least. We're really staying here for as long as you have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.